I walk into this class and there's one TV teacher and one advertising teacher, and I'm like, interesting. And you're like completely thrown off because there's Google. You're like, oh, we're gonna talk with Google. And I'm like, we're gonna talk with Google? And he just pulls up, you know, oh, here's Google on video chat. They want to see who you are. I'm like, this is really intimidating. So the first day when Google comes out and they're like, hello, we are Google. Then I'm like, all right, like this is not going to be an easy class. And it was not. It's like, it became the hard class from that moment.
The idea for the class is that we're going to be creating branded content for 3 small, medium-sized businesses, and we'll actually create content for them to most effectively use YouTube as a platform and grow their business. I have a question to ask you, Sandra. How do you feel about us video blogging about the class?
Oh, sure. I feel great.
I put you on the spot, didn't I?
Yes.
This is the very first class, week 1 of branded entertainment. I am really excited to have Sandra co-teach this class with me because she's very accomplished. She has worked with many clients. She has worked with Microsoft. She was actually on the team launching the very first iPhone. So we are very fortunate to have her on board. And then we had a surprise for our students. We had Sean and Adam from YouTube join us. They gave us a lot to think about. I didn't have to be sold on AdWords for video, but I have to say, after hearing them talk, I was even more excited about the product than before, and really excited about this class and the area of study we are deciding to explore this semester.
You're going into an industry that's constantly now moving towards the internet. I'm going to want to know how to use AdWords and appeal to all these businesses that are definitely moving towards, you know, branded entertainment and appealing to the generations that are just making things viral. And trying to create something like that is a whole like mess of, like, YouTube has a booklet that we got. That was cool too. I like that booklet. I still have that booklet, but it's like this thick, and it's like how to make a successful YouTube video.
Oh, and also thanks to Elizabeth from the YouTube Next Lab, we got our textbook, courtesy of YouTube, the YouTube Creator Playbook.
I remember seeing many examples, many examples, and I'm like, how am I gonna get 8 million views? Wojtek, this isn't happening. Please lower your standards. The standards for this class were like, you have to do all of this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my, like trying to just kind of like reach up there, but God. Whew.
So the homework assignment is for each student to come up with 3 businesses, to have a list of 3 businesses, potential clients for our class.
And I sent like 3 emails out. One to like a comic book store, and then one somewhere I don't remember, and then the third to a food truck company.
I had a pretty extensive email exchange back and forth with Eden, and we also talked on the phone a bit. They also did a lot of research on their own, on my website and my Facebook page, etc., which was evidenced when I did meet with them in person that they were very familiar with my business.
I would think of businesses I'd been to, and I would just say, you know, this place was actually pretty cool, so I'd give them a call, or I'd email them. It was one of those things where you just gotta break out of your shell. You just gotta break out of the ice and say, I can do this. Let's try it. Let's see what they say.
I thought it was just an amazing experience for me to be able to interact with some people who have fresh ideas, no bias, and to be able to give you an outsider's perspective on what they think your business is.
I ended up choosing a bike shop in Chicago, and when they seemed super excited over email, which was great, and their business was super unique. So I went there to their actual shop, which is a coffee shop slash bike shop slash they build bikes. It was a really cool place.
More, they were just kind of asking, what do we want to see? They were getting a good sense of our brand, our imagery, who we are and what we're all about as a company.
I have to say that our students did an amazing job. We ended up with a solid list of 30 businesses, all of them great candidates. Then Sally from Google joined us. She had a chance to look at our list, so when she talked to us, she was able to give us some suggestions about criteria to consider when making the final selection.
We want you guys to be successful, we want this to be successful, and we want these small businesses to be successful.
There's like 30 businesses on the board, and I'm like, oh god, this is gonna take forever to figure out 3 businesses that could actually work. And we had like a pet store, and we had like the pancake people, and I'm like, Pancakes, guys. Pancakes.
After a long discussion today, we narrowed that list down to 3 businesses, and these 3 businesses are going to be our clients for the rest of the semester. We'll be working with a bicycle store slash coffee shop, pancake food truck, and the bar slash music venue.
We broke into groups. It was like, if you're a TV student, go over here. And then there was like 2 television people and then 2 advertising people in the same group, which is wonderful. Because it's like, you know, you're trying to make branded entertainment, but you're kind of like, the branded side is advertising and then the entertainment side is the TV department, so you kind of just turn it sideways and then have to mesh it together into this class. And I'm like, can this work? And then it did. I'm like, oh, it's magic. Like, we're sitting in class, and right when, you know, you were like, oh, you gotta think of 3 ideas each. I had like 12 ideas at the same time, which is rare for me. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. I want to do this and this and this.
We gave a little bit of feedback and some ideas and direction, but the ideas were already there. They were cruising with creative concepts.
My wheels were turning. I was thinking of this and how I can showcase that, but I really wanted to focus on their website, which is this crazy awesome thing where you can literally design a bike on their website and they build it for you.
Each group arrived at 3 very solid video ideas. Today students had a chance to present them to the rest of the class, to us, but also to Carmen, Sean and Adam from Google, who offered some great feedback.
We work with a lot of creative agencies at the moment to do video ads and stuff. And we heard more better quality pictures here in a couple of days than we have from all the agencies we've worked with.
Our students are revising their ideas based on the feedback they received, but they also start preparing for the formal pitch they are going to present to the business owners.
And actually we had about a week to get our ideas solidified, a script written, storyboards and animated storyboards written, and assemble a binder to present to our client. We had a week to do that and practice the pitch as well.
It was just brutal because we met in a library for 12 hours straight, all day. Our PowerPoint presentation was 110 pages, like 110 slides, not to and then we had to make a separate booklet, which was probably just as long.
We talked about distribution plans, which is super important because some businesses, especially the small ones, don't really know about online platforms and getting their stuff out there.
What we're going to be using is something called Google AdWords. We can get you guys about 10 to about 42,000 views, which is, I mean, a crazy amount of people. And that's also targeting people within Chicago and targeting specific interests such as bicycles and accessories. So those are people that are actually interested in those things viewing your content.
We actually made storyboards for each pitch idea, and that was probably my favorite part, was pitching the ideas, because it's fun and, you know, it's great to see people's reactions to what you've come up with.
This one is called the Bike Builder. This one is also going to be focusing a lot on the website, just like all of them are. We have Tom. He wakes up, you know, epic music is playing, we hear him tell us that today is the day. He is going to build a bike because he's a man, and that's what men do.
One really cute thing that they did in their pitches initially was that they wore outfits that kind of resembled what we wear on our food truck in the winter, cute silly little winter hats and scarves, and I thought that was really fun, but it also showed a level of dedication and research that I really appreciated.
And then at the end, you're like, which idea do you like? And you wait to see what they say, and then you go on with that idea, which is the rest of the class.
And actually all 3 were good ideas. I had a really hard time choosing between them. Each one reflected my brand's personality really well.
And all 3 of them were great, and I remember saying to the group, I was like, well, can I have number 1 and number 3, and joking back and forth that, no, you can only pick one, you have to pick one. It was difficult because all 3 of them were so great.
It is week 8 and we are working on a pre-production for our projects. Each group started looking for locations, started looking for actors. Fortunately, we have many aspiring actors in Columbia College, which means that with a bunch of flyers we were able to attract a pretty sizable group of candidates.
We are auditioning for our Babycakes video and our Joe's Bar video. Oh, we have 27 people auditioned today, not to mention the walk-in. So, could be over 30.
So you're like, all right, finally the time has come to shoot this project. I'm so excited. but also nervous.
It's gonna be an interesting day. We've got a tornado warning in effect. It's a little windy and very rainy.
I may be exactly what you're looking for, Chicago. Perfect. Are we gonna go a little bit faster?
How you doing, Glenn?
I'm doing very well. We're just shooting with all of our nice gear from Columbia College. Trying to make everything work, and I think that's pretty good.
Our baby cake shoot was successful.
It's finished.
It's finished, the production at least.
Yeah.
Baby cakes! Minor brag side note, when we were shooting at her apartment, we spun her pancakes on a Lazy Susan and shot in slow motion. And she's like, you know, the Food Network didn't think of that. And I'm like, but we did.
And everything went really smoothly, which never happens on a shoot for me. And we didn't have like any problems. It was just so surprising. And I think it did help that we did have a budget to kind of work with. We were able to provide food, pay for actors, pay for a makeup artist, and it was everything just came together really nicely.
Well, Google's involvement was again a surprise to me, and I was just blown away by their actual involvement in our class, and they did a lot more than I actually thought they were going to do, because I thought they were just going to pop in once in a while and give their opinion, but no, they like funded our class. It was like the most surprising, wonderful thing that could possibly happen. I was like, really? It's just like, wow, we can actually spend money on things like getting food for our crew while they're on set, and hiring actors, and going out there and getting the best that we can for our video, which was really rare for something like this, and really just fantastic.
Google, with them participating, it did kind of, it really made you feel like you did have to step up your game a little bit. You know, they're watching, they're supporting you.
So you have to make sure that you are just on top of everything you do, because Google gave you this money and this wonderful opportunity, and you have to make sure that you use it to the best of your ability.
The production value overall for all three of y'all is really well done.
Thank you.
You guys did a good good job at doing exactly what we went over in pre-production of like capturing really well framed shots.
Yeah.
It's pretty well put together. It looks like you got some really good shots, especially the interior of the bar where the concert's happening. Like really light. It's shot so well. You've made like Pancakes seem epic, which I felt like I was about to watch Inception, and like Paris was about to fold over on itself.
What was cool about Google, like pretty much Skyping us every single class, was that we got like professional input on what we were doing. It was almost like we were the writers and the creators, and they were like our executive producers. It was really interesting, and they always had feedback, very helpful feedback, because they're professionals and they're in the line where we're all headed.
I think you guys did use the camera to its fullest potential on this video. It's great.
Thanks, by the way.
One thing we definitely want to flag is that the branding for Babycakes is introduced too late. Here, the URL needs to be more present in the entire video.
Like all these video ads are an opportunity to get people to their website first and foremost. So even if it's a faint URL at the bottom of the ad for the whole thing.
Basically, what Adam just said is something to consider is when the slow motion of the pancakes coming down. Towards the end bit, you can have the URL come up as it's coming down.
That would be cool. Yeah. They were very supportive of us. They wanted us to make content that was shareable, that was very, well structured and could be successful on YouTube. And it was actually very cool to hear what they had to say, because they are essentially the voices of YouTube, telling you how to make a video for YouTube to be successful.
So
that's my favorite shot by far. It's so funny.
Adam was in here giggling like that.
They kind of popped in once in a while and they were like, hey, we looked at your videos and we like them. And I'm like, Google likes my video. Like, it's just exciting to talk to them in general, and they kept giving us ideas and different things of what we could do to help fix the video or help make the video better. And they were really helpful. Because, I mean, I got advice from Google. And I'm like, yeah. But it's a big deal just talking to them, for me.
So today is the culmination of the entire semester. We are presenting the final project to clients. Students are preparing right now, setting up in a classroom, and we just got a package from Google. So the timing could not be any better. We got some t-shirts and some YouTube tube socks from Google for our students and for business owners.
Ready, right?
Yeah.
So guys, we have a very special food, pancakes from Leah from Babycakes.
Dark chocolate Pinot Noir, which is chocolate and red wine, and it has a red wine cream cheese glaze. There's red velvet that has white chocolate in the center, and that has a cream cheese, regular cream cheese glaze, bacon, egg, and cheese, and peanut butter cup.
Alright, so here we are. Everybody is behind me. I'm not sure who I should be speaking to, so how about I do this? I hold them and I talk to you guys. I feel really excited. This is the very first time we're doing this class. This is the first time we are working with outside clients. This is the first time we are doing this kind of content on this scale and in this format. Thank you guys so much at Google for helping so much, for helping with the budget, for helping with the content, because of course you had a big impact on the curriculum, on the syllabus as well. And thank you for your feedback, and I'm sure that students can appreciate all of that as well.
I'm so happy to be, here with Wojtek, who approached me in this, a few months ago to join this class, and I'm so excited. And I'm so excited for you that you're gonna have a product that you can be proud of, all of you, to share with others.
And this is an example of what the education is supposed to be, how we're supposed to be involved with our friends in industry and make the bridge make sense for you as students, so it actually, your education integrates with your life, and not your job, but your career, because that's what it's supposed to be. Because you didn't come to Columbia to get a job. You came to Columbia because you envisioned a life and a career, and that's what's really is about, and that's why I'm so excited about what you're doing here.
I think this might be a good time for me to open the box that you guys sent, that I just received today. So how about we do that next? Yes. All right. So
Me first.
Hi guys, we just wanted to say congratulations on finishing your semester. We're really excited. We got a sneak peek at the final deliverables that you guys did, and kudos to you for such a hard task that we put in front of you, but you guys executed it seamlessly. And it's really nice to see the business owners. We've seen your businesses online, and definitely have been briefed thoroughly by the students, so we're really happy that we can be here to share the final deliverables with you guys.
Yeah, I'd just like to echo what everyone Carmen said. We're really excited, so let's get this show started.
Excellent. Thank you.
We got up there and we pitched it, and there were other people in the room, and Google was watching, which always feels both intimidating and wonderful at the same time, because you're like, they care about me.
It was great. It was there were 3 different presentations that day. It was the first I'd seen the final product. It was first the other 2 businesses had seen the final product. Seeing the excitement of the students being able to present it, and seeing professors being way behind it, and just the excitement to the department head being there. I thought it was a very exciting, cool day.
The final video, the film quality was extraordinary. It was really good. There were some really great creative shots. I think they really kind of captured the ability to create a custom bicycle online through our website very easily, very simply. and did it with humor. It was lighthearted, it was funny, it was comical. When creating a beautiful product, it's important that people see what you do, not only hear about it. So visually, that's very important for us as a brand.
Harping back on what we said in pre-production, I think you guys captured like the authenticity of what they do at Heritage, you know, exceptionally well. You know, casting was great. Those two guys that you guys casted, I think, fit the roles perfectly. So great job.
From the start, you took it and you wanted to see what my vision of a business that I've owned for 17 years was about, and you really took the time to get to know that, and I think it shows in your work. And my you know, toughest thing that I have as a business is I'm 5 different things. I'm not a corner bar. I'm a venue, but I'm a sports bar. I have a place with a roof deck and all this kind of stuff. And it's tough to capture all that. And you guys took the time to try to figure that out. And try to whittle it down into a unified message, and I think you did an amazing job, and I'm really honored and proud to have worked with you guys on this. So thank you guys.
He was very congratulatory, very supportive. He even offered all of us, you know, future jobs should we want them. So he's like, keep my contact information and contact me later, because he did actually say that what we created for him in our video was actually better than things that he had actually paid for in the past. So that was pretty neat.
Oh, they were as good or better. They were certainly better organized than people I paid a lot of money to. So, and more than that was how much they cared.
So I was very impressed, obviously, by all of you, because you're all very smart and creative, and your ideas were really impressive. I was really impressed with the ideas that you came up with, and you guys are so hardworking and so sweet.
I mean, even in the rough cuts that we saw of this video, it made us pretty hungry and a little jealous that we can't join in on the fun today. But great job, and definitely a really creative approach to show all of the different types of pancakes that your company makes. Even in the pitches, these guys were great at trying to think of the best ways to, you know, we brought up the word smell-o-vision of how you can get anybody that watches this on YouTube hungry and entice it to hit you guys up for great pancakes. So good job. We really enjoyed watching it. It's great.
This really could not have been done without Google's support, because we used the slow motion camera that you guys sent us, that you let us use. So again, thank you so much for that.
You guys come over and have pancakes anytime. Pancakes for life from the food truck.
And she had this great reaction, and I thought she cried a little bit, but that may have just been in my imagination because it was so beautiful. She came and she hugged us, and we took pictures together, really goofy pictures, but fun pictures. And there, she kept talking about how much she loved our project and how it just perfectly showed her pancake. It was much more different than the actual pitch, because the pitch is like nerve-wracking, and then, you know, when you finally release the project, you're like, yay, rainbows and ponies. And now that all that remains is just getting people to watch it. So, yeah.
I think that the plan that they put together is awesome, and you guys should totally implement that. And so we're really looking forward to seeing how all the videos play out for all the different small businesses out there, and then seeing like what is the uplift, what is the engagement, what are the sales, sort of like what are your impressions. And so just thinking more through from a business perspective, but we're really excited for all of it.
So here I am in the Ann Arbor Google office. We are going to look at the AdWords for video settings for our videos and make sure that our business owners get the best return on investment.
We did use AdWords for a portion of advertising these videos, and I was actually quite amazed at how quickly we were able to accumulate views. We had one video that we were able to go from a few views into the thousands, practically overnight, and I had never seen that before.
I took the strategy route of making a BuzzFeed post for pancakes, like the 15 pancakes you never knew existed with Leah's pancakes. I put her pancakes all in a row, and then at the end I was like, oh look, they just made this commercial, and I got like 600 people viewed that BuzzFeed post, and I'm like, yes.
I was surprised by how many views the video got just on my YouTube channel alone. I think that the entertaining aspect of it helps a lot, and thus far it's my highest viewed video. And in addition, I did book a catering job from someone who saw the commercial, which is a really big deal for us. So I can definitely see that I will be getting some business out of it in the future.
Getting our first 1,000 views on YouTube, that was really, I emailed everyone. I was like, got 1,000 views, and it was really cool. Having Leah email me and say that she had a great return on investment. I learned that term, by the way, this semester. I had no idea what ROI was. Now I do. But yeah, so having her tell her that our commercial had benefited her, like, in the long run already, just really helps me just feel successful about that.
I have already recommended this class to a lot of people because it is the most hands-on thing you can do here. And not only are you making a student project and learning and getting experience and getting something great for your portfolio, you're also working with real business and real people and a real budget. There's nothing, no other class like it.
I really liked meeting all of these people and having fun. I mean, I didn't know any of them at the beginning, and now I've made fantastic friends because we've gone through so many struggles together that we came out on top. It was like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Branded Entertainment. Like, it was adventurous, and there's like this gigantic boulder coming at us the whole time that we were in this class, and then we escaped the boulder together. It was like this little bonding experience. I see it. You have this enormous amount of responsibility, and when you come out and like just with something that you can put on your resume, that's just golden for us because you're about to graduate and you need that on your resume to really impress people. And you know what's magic on resumes? The word Google. It's magic. That's the greatest. It's one of the great things about Google being involved with this is that Google is magic when it's put on paper in a resume. It's like, oh, you know, it jumps out on paper and it's like, what'd you do here? And you're like, oh, I produced and wrote a commercial for a local business that appeared on YouTube. It has, you know, 5,000 video hits and Google sponsored it. And they'd be like, wow,